Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into the digital footprint of Michael Lorenz. He's got an M.Sc in Energy and Environment Technology.
Right. You shared his info,
Hmm.
and we're aiming to pull out the key insights from his online professional life.
Exactly. We'll look at where he hangs out online, what his skills and interests seem to be, how he communicates.
And also compare his expertise maybe to different kinds of professionals.
Good point. And crucially, we need to be clear. We're looking at observable stuff, professional activity. We're not trying to guess personality traits or anything like that.
Absolutely. That wouldn't be scientifically sound based just on this. So observations and inferences from the data we have.
Perfect. So where does Michael Lorenz actually show up online? What's the overview?
Well, what's noticeable right away is how consistent he is across different platforms. He's got a presence on GitLab.
Okay, the code platform?
Yeah, and M.Sc, ResearchGate, that's for researchers. LinkedIn, of course, YouTube, X, Mastodon, quite a range.
And it all feels like the same professional persona.
It seems so, yeah. Pretty coherent.
Any platforms that really stood out, give you a clearer picture?
Definitely. GitLab, for instance. His handle is @Michael Lorenz. He describes himself as an AI-driven engineer, bridging battery tech, cloud systems, and sustainable innovation.
Okay, pretty specific.
Very. And his interests listed there: AI-driven engineering, battery test automation, digital twins, circular economy, human-tech interaction. It's a neat summary.
Anything else on GitLab?
Just a small, probably irrelevant detail the listed join date was, like in the
Yeah.
future, March 2025. Likely just an error in the source data we had.
Huh, okay. Little time travel. What about M.Sc? You said he was active there.
Yeah, very active, it seems. His main profile is at ml-the-ai-engineer.bsc.social, the bio. ML Brile, the AI engineer, M.Sc, Energy and Environment Technology guy, IT.
Reinforcing that brand.
Exactly. And his posts there are, well, quite revealing. He talks about AI hype versus actual validation, mentions a Kaggle project using Python ML for upskilling.
So practical application again.
Right. Sustainable AI comes up, referencing a Royal Society conference. He touches on Google's semantic search, embodied AI, even OpenAI Sora.
Wow, covering a lot of ground.
He does. Also manufacturing digital twins, anti-fragile systems, systems that get stronger from shocks. And he links out extensively from his bio. LinkedIn, YouTube, Google developers, ResearchGate.
Really connecting the dots.
It feels very strategic. He even has a second, less active M.Sc profile that seems to just boost his main one. It suggests he's thinking about how to reach different audiences, maybe.
Interesting. Okay, so GitLab for the dev side, M.Sc for discussion. What about ResearchGate and LinkedIn? Do they back this up?
They really do. ResearchGate lists expertise like computational engineering, HPC, AI for energy and mobility, CFD, core engineering simulation stuff.
And publication?
Yeah, lists 14 items, looks like a mix of technical reports and maybe more strategic pieces on digital transformation. Skills listed include CAE, CFD, MATLAB, but also cloud computing, machine learning, Python.
Okay, reinforces that blend.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn?
LinkedIn confirms the M.Sc, actually, Dipple from Ket. Same thing, and highlights 10-plus years in computational engineering, now focusing on battery and AI. Lists battery testing, cloud, AI, but also soft skills like problem-solving, communication.
And mentions sustainability again.
Yes, passion for sustainable tech, e-mobility. It all ties back neatly to that energy and environment degree.
It really builds a consistent picture, doesn't it? Someone at the crossroads of engineering and AI.
Definitely. Which brings us to his key skills and interests.
What stands out most there?
I think it's the synergy. He's clearly deep into AI and machine learning, validation, sustainability, generative AI, applying it to batteries, manufacturing.
And the data science piece?
Seems strong too. Yeah. That Kaggle project, Python, ML skills, interest in data insights, plus cloud computing, digital twins.
It's all built on that engineering foundation.
Exactly. Energy tech, computational engineering, CFD. He's not just tacking on AI. He's integrating it into his core domain. He calls himself a bridge builder, and that feels, well, accurate.
Or bridge builder. I like that. How does he come across in his communication style?
Mostly professional, definitely informative, analytical, uses the right technical language, seems to think critically.
Does he share much, engage?
Oh, yeah. Actively shares insights, conference takeaways, project thoughts, articles. Seems open to collaboration. Reposts content. Follows relevant groups. It feels like conscious brand-building ML, the AI engineer.
So proactive about sharing and networking.
Very much so. Processing info and pushing it out across his network, suggests good communication skills, definitely.
Okay, let's put this into perspective. How does his competence stack up against, say, different professional groups?
Well, compared to the general population, obviously his technical skills are way, way higher.
Sure.
Compared to a typical energy or environmental engineer, he seems much further ahead in AI, ML, data science, cloud. That's not usually core curriculum, or at least not to this depth.
And versus data scientists.
Shares a lot of skills, sure, like Python, ML. But his focus seems much more applied within his engineering domain batteries, simulation. He likely has deeper domain knowledge there than a pure data scientist might.
What about compared to other AI engineers?
He fits quite well, especially those who work with physical systems, simulation, energy. He's got the coding, the ML, essentially the cloud skills, plus that crucial engineering know-how.
So like a specialist AI engineer.
Yeah, you could call him a domain-specific AI engineer. He combines the engineering base with the AI toolkit. It's a powerful mix.
That makes sense. And just to circle back one last time, we're focused purely on the observable professional footprint here.
Absolutely. Skills, interests, communication patterns, yes.
Yeah.
Personality, IQ, motivation. We can't infer that reliably from this data alone. That's not what this is about.
Right. So wrapping up this deep dive, Michael Lorenz comes across as a really forward-looking engineer. He's blending that traditional expertise very effectively with AI and data science.
Especially focused on sustainable tech and digital transformation, it seems.
And his online presence isn't just there. It's active, it's strategic, shows real commitment to learning and sharing what he knows.
Exactly. That active presence across different types of platforms underlines that.
Okay, here's a final thought to leave folks with. Seeing someone like Michael Lorenz operate at this intersection, how might this growing convergence of AI and traditional engineering really reshape industries? And, what kinds of opportunities open up for people who can bridge those worlds?
That's the big question, isn't it? Lots to think about there.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.